Well,
Hi
hello.
there.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. I ran all day doing sales for the November Seeker, and then Seeker Chick Julia calls me up and she goes, "What about doing a show tonight as a wrap up for the elections?" And
I was
I'm
like,
like,
okay, well, we've been doing it for like 3 nights in a row now. And I'm like, I have nothing to do tonight. What are we going to do? So we came up with the idea that maybe we should just do a wrap up, invite Louise, who's also on our editorial board, um, invite Louise to chat a little bit about who caught her eye and,
And why?
and why
And
and
why?
and but mostly we want to hear from you guys,
Yeah.
want to hear if anybody stood out while we were doing all these shows. Who are you voting for, who are
and
you not
why?
voting for, and why? So if you have any questions at all, you can just as usual post them in the comments, in the comment box. But I also tonight I did, and I'm going to post it again. I posted the link to the StreamYard. So if you're interested at all to come on to video or audio, you don't have to turn your video on if you don't feel like it. But if you would just want to come and talk to us, then you can jump on and we'll let you in
Chat with the Seeker
At
Chicks
your
yeah,
and
own
Louise.
risk.
at your own
At
risk.
your own
Yeah.
risk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Corey Dixon, who was on last night. Thank you so much for the hint about the glass glare. Look at me. Julia, I have
You
eyes.
have eyes.
He told me to turn down my screen brightness.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's a good idea because I can see my screen and everybody else can too. Screen
yeah,
door.
and I have eyes now because the first time when we were doing the mayoral candidates, somebody was saying, "My leaves, I can't see your eyes," and I was so self conscious that day. So I feel much better now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if you've watched that one, Louise, but oh my God, that was quite the traumatic experience for my
Oh
Lisa
my
and
god.
I.
Yeah,
Why? Why?
7 to 9, okay, 2 hours. 8 o'clock, I'm saying, "Julia, please shut this down. My arm is going numb. I'm getting super stressed. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack."
I So what happened is that we went live like we always do on our Facebook page and our YouTube at the same time, and Twitter. So we do those three platforms.
Right.
And usually we have most of our viewers are from Facebook. Not so much on YouTube. We have like one or two or three that are watching on YouTube, but it's never the bulk of it. But Mr. Jordan Popst, who is a YouTube sensation, his followers are on YouTube. So
Okay.
um shortly before we went live, he went live and he told his people that he was coming onto the show. So then the chat was just nuts. Like it
Crazy.
was totally being flooded, and it was quite the interesting experience. Yeah. Sink or
Oh, yeah.
swim, eh, Miley? Sink or swim.
Oh, when we got off at 9, Louise, like, it was like we were exhausted. We were just exhausted, like, "What did we do here?"
Well,
But it was
listen, you guys have been really, really, busy with all of this. I'm not surprised that you're tired. You put in a lot.
but
Yeah.
it was really good, like, it was a good experience, I think, because we kinda chatted a little differently with all the candidates, it wasn't the same as the debates, and, I mean, we even asked them what their favorite flavor of ice cream was, so, I mean, we got a little bit more personal,
Yeah.
but it was actually good because I got to know a lot of them a lot better, like, especially the newer ones that are running now, we really got to know them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good. You get a sense of the person a bit,
Yeah,
Mhm.
how they might
exactly. Because
and how they might
it's
interact. Yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah.
you know what I kind of found really
Mm.
interesting this election around is that there was not really a lot of nasty politics being played. Like
Oh,
we didn't hear a lot of
Good.
bickering. We didn't
Yeah.
hear a lot of jabs being taken. Once in a while, there was a little thing here and there. But overall, it's been very adult like.
but
Well,
we
I
heard
think.
There was a lot of them that agreed with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
I also think people are really sick of divisive politics. I
Mm.
mean, we're seeing it just everywhere. It's unending, jabbing at each other, name calling, rage
Mhm.
farming, and the whole bit. Who needs it? I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that. I want to know who you are. Okay, a little bit about your background, and then I want to know not only what you're planning, but I want to know how you think.
Mhm.
Are you
Yeah.
somebody who's a little dynamic? Are you more staid and calm? And then I want to get an idea. Well, will you guys fit?
Mhm.
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not? The rest of it, I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's just like, yeah, 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 this person had done this, this person had done that. Oh,
Yeah.
nobody did
Oh yeah.
that. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was nice. There was not a lot of jabs being taken, and everybody was so respectful. Everybody was
Mhm.
really well behaved on our show, so that was kind of nice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was overall a really, like Miley said, a really good experience for
Yeah,
us.
it
And
was. It's the first time
and
we've ever done
I
this, so
I hope we helped in some small way. Everybody who's watching, we hope that we helped you make your decision, and I hope we enticed you to want to go vote as well,
Mhm.
because it is so important.
Yeah.
Um, like, I feel that municipal elections are always kind of like overlooked as this thing that doesn't really matter, when in fact it's probably what impacts your day to day life the most.
Oh, yeah. Well, I see it totally the
Yeah.
opposite. I find municipal elections are more important because they're the people that are around us that are going to listen and take what we need to be said to council. So, of course, they are important.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Of course.
so I want to tell people who are watching right now, we're on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And on YouTube right now, I'm running a poll to see who the people think is going to vote the mayoral elections. And not surprising, because it's on YouTube, Mr. Popst is at 80% right now. And Mr.
Wow.
Towndale is at 20% right now, with only 5 votes, though. So
And how is Mr. Grant doing?
at 0% right now. So Mr. LaRue and
Okay.
Mr. Grant stand at both at 0%. But we'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
it will change. If you're on Facebook and you want to vote in the poll, just go on to YouTube and check it out.
Oh, so it's only on YouTube. It's not
Yeah.
on Facebook
Yeah, I
as
can't
well.
I can't run it on Facebook, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, Louise, I'm gonna ask you. So there was a few um, key items um, that were discussed during the election, like um, housing was one of them.
Yeah.
The waterfront was one of them.
Mhm.
Uh, anyways, what was your main thing?
For me, what was really important, there's a couple of things. One was the whole housing crisis in Cornwall. I've been here for since 2011, and I moved into Cornwall itself in 2018. And I come from Montreal. I'm accustomed to the rents and also the apartments and stuff like this in Montreal. And I was just flabbergasted by the cost of apartments here, which is equivalent to like a big city cost. And
Mhm.
for really crappy apartments, I have to say, the conditions of a lot of them, the sizes, um, awful. So and when I start to see, on Facebook and some of the marketplaces, that people are advertising like a one bedroom for like $1,200. Give me a break. Who can afford that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a huge problem. And the city has to figure it out. You can't have people, you know, uh, living in hovels and paying
Mhm.
paying, half of their income for it. It's so that to me, I was very very interested to see who spoke about that and some of the ideas. Um, so that was one of them. And the other one was um, the medical clinic closure
Yeah.
that also happens to coincide, Mylise, as you know,
Oh,
with
yes.
several doctors who are also, reducing their practices or retiring.
Mhm.
And this, like it or not, I mean, yes, I know it's a sort of provincial and federal issue, but in the meantime, uh, there's a huge number of people, and soon to be more, who are going to be without doctors, without medical clinics.
Mhm.
So what do you do? And I read a lot of stuff about that from all the candidates. Uh, I really think that that is going to require thinking outside the box, because if the box is sort of the provincial system.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, so
'Cause
that
really, who wants to go sit for a medical issue at the hospital for 8 to 12 hours, you
no,
know? You
no,
don't.
And
that's
then some.
inhuman.
It's like it's even more than that now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
really insane. Like it really is a provincial issue, and I'm not sure like how the heck we fix this. Like it's really problematic. They have this Care Connect like number
Mhm.
that you can call and get on
that's
the
nothing.
list,
Yeah,
and
I
I've been on
tried
this
it.
list. My kids have been on this list for 5 years. I shit you not. And I've called
Blue.
today. Oh no, we're on the internet. We can say those words.
okay.
Um um so I was trying today because my daughter is having issues. I should say my child. Sorry, my child is having issues, and I can't get them a doctor. I can't get them to be seen by a doctor, and the issues is with their heart. So the telehealth is not working. They need
Mhm.
to be seen by somebody anyway. So I'm looking around, I'm trying to figure out something, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and try to see on Care Connect there, enroll them again, see if that works. And of course I go online and it says that they're enrolled, and I can't re-enroll them. So I
Mhm.
called a number, and then the number tells me they're not enrolled. The guy on the phone tells me, nope, we don't
Oh
have
my
them,
God.
they're not
Oh my
enrolled. And
goodness.
I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
And it's not only that you don't want to go sit at a hospital for 8 to 10 hours or 12 or 14 or 24. It's also because you don't want to clog
Yeah. The
the
health.
ER
Yeah,
No.
with things that are not urgent.
exactly.
But on the flip side, depending on what's going on, you know, you can turn around, you can go, well, I don't want to clog the system. I won't go to the ER. I won't try to push into a clinic. I won't do this. And then you can end up not getting
The care
adequate
that you need.
care that would have a preventative,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
effect down the line. And then you end up getting sick, and this has happened recently due to COVID. The fact that this is going to continue will end up draining the dregs of our medical system even more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
And and
it's
and
yeah,
you touch on a key topic there is prevention.
Yeah.
Like especially now, because it is so hard to get access to good healthcare. They need to shift their focus to preventing it. The message has to be healthy, not,
as as
take
as healthy
medicine.
as well, as healthy as you can. But it's also, when I was growing up, you used to have like a yearly checkup.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
haven't seen yearly checkups in 15 years or more. And yet it's a low cost, intelligent way of doing things. You get a sense of where you are, and you get a snapshot, so that
Mhm.
okay, this year these are your tests, and this is what's happening, and then next year, so you get to see changes very, very straightforwardly, and you get a sense of how that person is physiologically.
Mhm.
Right now, and the idea of being, going into a clinic where nobody knows you,
Yeah.
ooh, how are they going to be able to
Assess
assess
anything.
anything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right.
Well, I have a yearly checkup every year.
But you have a doctor now.
Well, I've had a doctor all this time. Um, like I've been really lucky that I speak French, so I went to the Centre de Santé Communautaire de l'Estrie, and my doctor was there, and he left Cornwall, but I begged, and he took me with him. I mean, I literally begged, please don't leave me, because I'm like, he knew me, like he knows my history, he knows
Yeah.
everything about me, like I don't want to start from scratch. And he knows I'm a super freaking hypochondriac, and he knows how to deal with me. So um yeah, I didn't want to, I kind of like, yeah, literally begged, and he took me with him, thank God, so now I
listen,
just see him.
I'm thinking of starting an adopt me as a patient program, with get a mailing list going, my picture, my background, and how nice I am and why somebody should take me on as a patient.
Why
you know
somebody should adopt you.
they have adopt a
Absolutely.
street right now, you got adopt a patient.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
You
funny.
know,
So, healthcare was a big deal, except
yeah.
there's not, I don't think, there's little things that the city can do about that.
Mhm.
Housing, what else?
The other thing was sort of the interface with the city, permits and stuff like that.
Yeah, all permits,
I
huge.
know somebody who shall remain nameless who, had a business here, had a very hard time interacting with the
Yeah.
city, and the treatment just, didn't make sense.
Yeah.
This person really wasn't able to get the necessary permits, lots of runarounds, lots of confusion, and their business is no more. So, I mean, that type of thing. Why why encourage red tape when you can, if you know what you're doing at your end in the city, you should be able to facilitate the process for people who are applying for permits for a variety of things.
Yeah,
And if you
I
can't, you're
had a
doing something
friend
wrong.
I had a friend too that they were opening a business and they were like this close to opening and there just was so much red tape, red tape. They were going to give up. They were almost giving up.
Well,
Luckily
I
they
can't
didn't.
remember who had said something to that effect. I can't remember. One of the future or potential counselors was saying something about, okay, when it's a big thing, you can understand. Like, if like I don't know, it's unsanitary, the kitchen
Yeah.
is completely, okay. But when
Yeah.
you're like really close to opening, and it's just little things like, okay, your fire fire hydrant is not like, you know
You've got to
you've
move the
got to move like
sink a
2
quarter of
inch,
an inch.
you know
Things
so
like
But
that.
these things
but
should be fast track and given, like, you're given, okay, well,
but
you
that's
got
but
60 days
still,
to comply.
if you know your job, okay, and you're in the building permit end, you should be able to make it pretty straightforward
Yeah.
for somebody, you know, uh, who's, trying to open a business, or even trying to do, even people who are, trying to renovate or build in Cornwall.
Mhm.
I can't stand government red tape. Never did like it. Still
But
don't.
is this a Cornwall thing, or is it just a general thing? Like, I hear that it's pretty much the same
It's all
I
everywhere.
don't.
over.
Something, I really don't care. I'm here, and we're talking about Cornwall. So let this is, I think, an important issue for people in Cornwall. Another issue that bugs me is garbage.
Oh.
Oh boy. I can't say that I really read a lot about it, but I did read somebody, and I can't remember who off the cuff, who was talking about, helping people to maintain, you know, their properties and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
There's an awful lot of garbage in Cornwall, and
Mhm.
we need to have, you know, if you want to make an area look good, we need to be able to get that garbage gone.
I
Well,
have
you
somebody
know,
backstage, guys. I'm gonna bring
oh,
um
nice, good.
them in. Oh no, no.
Okay, that really
Jesus.
ruined
Seriously?
things. Okay, that is
Okay, so
disgusting.
I'm not gonna bring anybody in.
No, but no, that's ruined everything.
That was so gross.
Uncalled for.
Uncalled for. All right. So let's move along.
So that's an
Oh my
asshole who
goodness.
made his statement. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
that was uncalled for. I mean, really? We really have people like that in Cornwall?
Yes, we do.
Yes, obviously.
Next.
Okay.
Okay, we
So,
have a comment.
was there any
We have a comment from Christopher Leclerc
oh,
regarding garbage.
okay.
Okay. Where?
Okay, we have so much garbage in the city due to the garbage bag limit.
Yeah, but the idea of the limit is to encourage people to
Recycle?
recycle, and the garbage that I'm talking about is not necessarily garbage that's going to go into your weekly garbage thing. I'm talking about, furniture, big
Okay.
items and stuff like that. Stuff that wouldn't necessarily fit into a garbage bag or shouldn't be in a garbage bag.
Mhm.
But it's not only that, Louise. I was walking downtown today because I was doing sales, and I walked from First Street through kind of, you know, where Merrill Spicy Pearl was. Like, there's a vacant lot there.
Hmm.
Walked through there to behind Kasner's, and there was like bags of garbage just thrown in that area. Like, why? Just people had thrown see-through bags of garbage, and you could see them all littering the place, which
Don't
I
know.
thought was I thought it was awful. Like,
I don't
why
know.
would you do that?
But I mean, are you opposed to a garbage bag limit?
No, I'm not opposed to a garbage bag limit. I understand why it's there. I just think that that we need to have um, pickup of bigger items. I don't see much about that. I mean, maybe it exists.
Hmm.
But I think if it does, it exists like once a year, and people can accumulate. People move. The
Yeah.
idea, you can't help it. You move. You change some of your furniture periodically. And
Hmm.
while I absolutely commend anybody who does recycling and who helps to give away or whatever stuff that they're not using. Um, it doesn't always work. So you need to be able to get the stuff out, and it shouldn't be so complicated. I don't like when I see neighbors who've got mattresses piled up in the
Mm.
back and furniture, and then it's garbage, and the whole area looks like crap around it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that I think if you want a city and you want to again, attract people to the city, you've also got to deal with that type of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I know my kids are in Calgary, and there, if you do not cut your grass, you get a fine. If you don't clear the snow, you get a fine. If you have garbage around, there's a fine. So it encourages people to keep their areas clean because they don't want to be fined, and they actually do fine you.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that might be something that would deter that.
So people are throwing garbage with their
Yeah,
recycling and it causes a problem at the recycling plant. People need to be informed on.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be a messaging issue. I think that
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the city needs to be better at messaging that what you can and cannot do.
One of the things though is that it can't all be through social media. Uh, I live in an area where I have a lot of neighbors who are even older than me, and
Oh my.
they're
They're
not
not
on
on social
they're
media,
not on
so
social
you
media.
cannot, and I agree, you can't rely on social media to send out messages.
Mhm.
But maybe turning around and, so and so, if you I don't know how to do that actually. It just they need to have a better understanding, and again, maybe have in the papers, or through leaflets or whatever.
Yeah,
Information
direct
again,
mailing.
Yeah.
and why.
Mhm.
Why? So that people understand, if you're throwing garbage within it, we can't take it. You end up kind of polluting
Mhm.
your recycling box, if not more. Uh,
Yeah, even I am confused because I was rinsing all my cans and all my
mhm.
glass pots and everything, and then um my son, I think, came home one day and said, "Mom, you don't need to do all that." And I'm
You
like,
don't?
"You don't?" He says, "No." He says, You can rinse them roughly, but it doesn't have to be sparkly clean for it to go in the recycling. You can there can be food, it's okay." And that's what they've been told. Like, I don't know.
Well, that I don't know, because I've always heard that it had to be clean, if
Me too.
possible, get the labels off. It
Hmm.
used to be if you were throwing envelopes, you had to remove the little cellophane.
Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
my.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't even know that, but I know somebody that does work in a recycling plant around Toronto. And she said there's so much food and stuff stuck to everything. There's rats and everything in that area. And like I just remember that. So I make sure things are clean because that's gross. Like
Well,
people are handling this
that
stuff.
might be a good future show. Tales from the recycling plant. You know?
Exactly. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
goodness, these
yeah,
people have to put
yeah.
up with all this stuff.
Yeah. Where is the recycling plant? Is it like right here on Second? I think
No idea.
there's no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we have to seek that out, Julia.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We have an interesting question here. Do you guys think Glenn and Justin will accept the election results when Jordan Pops
Oh
win?
my.
How secure are your voting machines? Can anyone hack into them? Well, they're not our voting machines, so I don't know about any of that. I'm sure they're pretty secured. And hey, it's a democratic process. If he
Process.
wins, he wins. Oh, here, having a clear do don't card would be helpful. I agree
Mm,
fully. There's confusion and agree. Do it beyond social media. Yeah,
yeah, for
absolutely. It's
sure.
it's needed for
I
sure.
know even for me, I mean, I've gone searching on, the city site and stuff for certain things, but I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that wouldn't even know where to look, and it's not always the easiest thing to
No,
find either. So,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Do and don't. That's a good idea. Just
hmm
something straightforward.
yeah,
And the idea is that update it periodically. In other words, send out a new one, because
yeah,
they have changed things that they will accept, like I think it's clear plastic bags.
Mm-hmm.
They accept those. Okay.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's move on to has
Parking
anybody
meters.
what? Oh,
Parking
parkometers.
meters.
Okay, my lease wants to talk about the parkometers in
Well, I
downtown.
know there was one counselor in particular wants to eliminate them. I don't know if he talked about the parking meters or the parking machines, but I know those things frustrate me. If even
I hate
today,
them.
I
Yep.
was downtown. They don't work. Like there was one. It
You
asked you,
just
do you
eat your
want?
quarters.
Yeah, do you want to put in coins or whatever? So I say yes, coins. Try and put the coin in there. It won't even go in. So that's fine. I use my debit. So another one, it takes the coins, but when you hear the coin drop and it doesn't really go in properly and you expect the coin to come out somewhere,
Those things don't come out.
well, they don't come out. They just eat your money and give you less time.
Uh,
So
I
I'm
hate
not
I
sure.
hate them.
That is crazy.
I used to like the plain parking meters.
Yes.
You pay,
Yep.
and if the next guy is lucky, they get your additional time. Why not?
Or you
mhm.
I
get the
mean,
time from the previous person, but no,
whatever.
half of
Yeah.
these meters, the city meters, they don't even work.
Yeah.
Well, the box pay machine.
I find that they usually work, but I'm sitting there and it's like I'm still. I just find it's, oh, I have to sit and I have to punch in my
You
number.
gotta remember your license
Well, I
plate.
do know it. I do
I know
know it,
mine
but
too.
still, oh, anyways, it is what it is.
Well, I just use this little app here,
Oh
Hotspot,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like it eliminated all issues with parking for me
All
because
right.
I park my car, I go where I need to be, I pull on my little app, I start my timer because it's all
Mm,
programmed in there, so I have nothing to do. And then when I'm done, I turn it off. It pays me back for what I didn't use, and there you go.
I'm not
So
that savvy, but yeah, my daughter was using that when I was in Calgary too. She
Hotspot. All
uses
right,
that.
I'll upload it.
yeah, I
There you
know.
go.
I just I think it makes it easy, but I know Jerry Sampson was one of them who is advocating to do away with park meters
Mhm.
altogether. That, if you want to help businesses, you need to make it free for people to go visit them. Do you think that that has a huge impact? Like, how much money can they be making on
You'd
park
have to
meter? Is
ask
it
them.
like sustainable amount of money, like
It must be because
substantial? I want to see, not sustainable.
yeah, but they must be making enough because they wouldn't have bothered upping to these new machines, which can't be cheap.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
must, but and the other option is that it does provide revenue through ticketing. It's not just the meters.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
That's true. I wonder if now that you're all on electronic time, if it's done automatically. That would be a good question.
Mm.
What
Yeah.
if it's done
Oh,
automatically? They have all your information. You run out of time, boom, the ticket's sent to your house.
I don't
Christopher
know.
Yeah.
says we should at least have 2 hours free parking to help business.
Yeah,
That's what
we
I meant
did
the
do
other day
that.
by free parking comment. Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
did have
agree.
that,
yeah,
and I
they
thought
did
that
that
was good.
throughout COVID, and I think it was
Yeah.
really, really big help for businesses
Yeah.
because you can just park, you go in, you do what you got to do, you come out, you're done.
Yeah.
In and out.
As long as then I think that the idea is even an hour. I think the idea then becomes to enforce that so that it's fair,
Hmm.
and that no problem. That I
Hmm.
think is fine. I agree.
But just question for you: does that prevent you from going downtown ever? The fact that there's meters?
Um, it can prevent me from doing something quick. Yeah,
Mhm.
it can be like, oh well, I won't do it today. I'll do it when I lump it in with something else.
Yeah.
And that means that I'm not down there, I'm not available, I'm not looking at whatever's downtown.
Hmm.
Whether it would, if I really have to do something, I'll do it. But I can tell you that I much prefer anywhere that's got parking.
Yeah.
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 Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Me
the
too.
other option is you just park at Cornwall Square and then you walk,
You're
which
not. You're not
causes you.
supposed to do that, my lease. You're
You're
not
not supposed to
supposed
do
Well,
to
I
that,
do
my
am.
that,
lady.
my lease.
If I'm at the square
My
and I'm
lease.
going
You're not.
somewhere, yeah, but if I'm at the square shopping there and I've got to nip down to
You're supposed to take your
Pitt,
car
so
and
you,
go to Pitt.
oh my God, well
But
then that
Ryan
would be
says I'll park at
truly,
the Cornwall Square and walk there if I need to go. That works for me, but
that's,
doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, Ryan.
well, I didn't even know that because that's what I do sometimes if I got to do the two places.
Yeah. No, I mean logically
Again,
they're not gonna
again,
tow
they're
your
not.
car because
No, they're really okay about it, I think. But I mean, obviously, if you were there over and
All
over and
day.
over, and you were
Yeah.
parking right near the entrances and stuff, I think that you
Yeah.
might get
Mhm.
called about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I just figured it was a good thing to do and then it would make me walk after that. So it was excellent.
Leslie, and I wanna reiterate that
Oh,
this is not the person that was backstage. It was the somebody using their name. Reducing, or so they say, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Reducing the salary council members and mayor make a and reducing the amount of council members would make much bigger impact than, I guess, the parking meters.
I don't understand, actually. I don't even understand.
Reducing the salary of council members and the
Oh,
mayor
salary,
would
right.
make
Yeah, because we were talking about the impact of the parking meters. How much can it really bring in? So Leslie is saying that
reducing what they make.
reducing
I
the
don't even
salaries.
know what the mayor and the council makes. Does anybody know?
I'm not sure exactly how much they make anymore. I know it's public information. They did give themselves a salary increase recently. However, it was just
Not very
to
much.
catch up with the rest of the province. My
Mhm.
understanding is that our counselors were paid like some of the least in Ontario, so they
Mhm.
kind of, yeah,
Up their salary a bit. That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly. Somebody says about 15K.
115K
Oh,
for who?
for
Who
who? The
makes
mayor?
that? It's not the
No,
counselors.
the counselors make about 16K, I believe,
That's
and
right.
I think the mayor is about 50,000,
Mhm.
56 maybe is coming to mind, but I'm not sure exactly.
But each counselor has to sit on X amount of boards too. So I mean, they have quite a lot that they have to really do.
It's on the city
Mm.
website. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me Google that just out of curiosity. You can talk while I'm typing.
I know. Yeah.
Cornwall.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know. Oh,
Oh no, that's Cornwall, England. Nope, wrong Cornwall.
On Cornwall.
I
I saw, yeah. It
the
wasn't, I
mayor,
saw it at one point. The mayor? You looking
mayor,
for?
So I'm seeing something from the Seaway News in 2019. So that was before they gave themselves the increase.
three
Raise.
years
The
ago.
counselor was 16,242.
And the mayor?
I'm not seeing the mayor right now. Hold on.
It's not on the City of Cornwall website.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh,
So apparently, uh, the increase they were talking about was to bring it to 22,000. I'm not sure if that passed or not.
Hmm.
Anyways, food for thought. We'll have to research the
check it
50.
out.
Oh, somebody says 55K for mayor. Yeah, that's what I thought about
And
55.
25 for the counselors. I think I
I
saw
think,
it.
I think
Somebody said
counselors is
16.
less.
I don't
Yeah,
think they,
anyways.
yeah, I don't think they went for the full 22. They were discussing that, but I don't think that's what happened. So I'll have to find it. We'll have to find it.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah. So I have no problem with paying our counselors. Like
No.
Well, they do quite a bit. Like I say, they have to listen to the public and then they have to sit on a certain amount of boards too, I believe. So, and
yeah,
that's a
even
lot of
even if
time.
we were to cut, like, because that's another thing that was discussed a lot during this election is the ward system, like how
Yeah.
to go back to a ward system and reducing
Yeah.
council from 11 to 9. But I mean, when you factor that in, that's like really a drop in the bucket.
Mhm.
Like, you cut two salaries at 16,000, let's say. It's like that's not going to change if you're getting your services or not. It's not going to change your level of service. Not with $32,000 a year when you got a budget of millions of dollars.
Mhm.
I don't think, anyways.
Louise is checking on something.
Oh,
I'm not.
she's
I'm just listening because I really don't know how. I don't know why we have the number that we have.
So Ryan says this election has convinced me we need a ward system, if only to allow voters to focus more on a few candidates. So Ryan, let me ask you, since you're there and you're chatting with us, who has caught your attention? Who do you think you're going to be voting for if you haven't voted already? I don't want to put you on the spot here, so don't feel pressured to say anything. But who was the surprise for you? Like, Louise, do you have a surprise?
Yeah, well, I actually I wrote down, I read everybody's, a certain amount from everybody. I forced myself to do it, and I looked at all of them. Um, I don't know if I'd say, well, yeah, there was a few surprises. I mean, one of the ones that I really liked was Sarah Good. I've met her. She's a very, really nice girl, woman. And I found that like she's very active in society. She's very well educated. Um, I thought that she had like really intelligent ideas about the housing shortage in Cornwall. Um, she was a little out of the box, which I think is yay. She
Yep.
had ideas like creating programs that would encourage homeowners to build secondary units, which I thought was really actually very smart. And the idea of tiny homes, uh, things that can expand our housing here, or our rental housing.
Mhm. So council candidates, I know
Yeah.
many personally, but it was hard to narrow it this time with 27 running. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely. It
I
was
agree.
that's a lot. And it makes for like the Labor Council um meeting was like so long. Like it was
Mhm.
so long. Like it makes for very long. This is why I'm really happy that we split them, right? We had
Yep.
them on like 3, 4, or 5 at a time,
Yep.
so we could get to really know them. Because really, when there's like 27 of them saying one thing, like that's like 30 seconds, you don't get a lot out of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I did a combination of a few veterans mixed with new people. Yeah, and I agree with him. I agree with Ryan.
Yep.
I did sort of the same, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
go for a variety of opinions. That's good
Well,
too.
I wanted to see people of different ages,
Yep.
which I thought was important, different viewpoints, and some people who are maybe a bit more flexible, forward thinking, with other people who are a bit more cautious, because I think you need a bit of both.
You need kind
Mhm.
of like a balance, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm looking through, the people that I really liked. Like, I really liked Ryan Martel. I was sort of
Yes.
surprised, but
Yeah.
I really liked him. I liked his ideas again about renovating existing properties to become affordable housing, because again, this was an issue that I think is really important.
Yep.
I thought that he was very plugged in, very sincere, and he came across as really wanting to help and get
Mhm.
involved. And I also found his answers to be thoughtful. He didn't pretend to have all of the answers, but I have a feeling that this guy will look for him. He'll
Mhm.
he'll work at getting the answers, which I think is important.
Yep.
Sometimes it's easy to turn around and say, well, I can solve all the problems, or these are the problems. But you want somebody who will dig
Yeah.
and get involved and find
Yeah.
solutions. So I
Yeah.
I
It's
really
like
liked him.
yeah, I like those. Like I don't remember from the top of my head, but I like those who were actually not making any promises.
Yeah, exactly.
Who were really real, saying, you know what, I don't know this. I'd have to look into it, and then I can offer solutions.
Yeah, but it's a mix. Some people do have ideas, or they have experience where they you can kind of rely on them.
Mhm.
Elaine McDonald, she's so experienced, and she's somebody. If it needs to get done, Elaine is going to make sure it
Yeah.
gets done. She works hard for anybody in Cornwall.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Terrific, you know what I mean? Another one that I thought was interesting. Uh, I didn't agree with everything he had to say, but I voted for him. Was Patrick Dussault. Um, he struck me like he was a realist with a lot of experience in this community. Had done a lot of different
Experience, like
jobs, and
yeah.
yeah, he's been around, this guy, right?
Mhm.
And again, I just thought, like, I was reading his answers. you know, he struck me as realistic, but but still had very good ideas. For the climate stuff, compost boxes, promoting free transport occasionally, um, uh, working on water conservation strategies. All of this, I also he liked the idea of surveys to find out what people want, because I
Mhm.
think it's important to have feedback. So I liked him. He was sort of more. He felt more rigid, and maybe because he has a policing background. But I thought that he was great, really
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
So Ryan says, I find the mayor's race a toss up. In past elections, it was felt a certain. I always felt that a certain person would win. This
Yeah.
year, I don't know if Glenn or Justin will get in. What about Jordan? You don't think Jordan's gonna get in? Our poll is at 23 votes right now, and they have Jordan at 87%. So
Wow.
maybe
Jeez.
he will be the
I think
the
that that's a
surprise of the
poll is
century.
somewhat flawed. Not
But
because of
okay,
Jordan. It has nothing to do with the person. It's only on Facebook. So I would say that,
so to me, I will say this:
yeah,
Jordan is a number, okay?
yeah.
But that being said, he really surprised me. The guy is not
Mhm.
dumb. The
Yeah,
guy
I was talking to somebody today that said the same thing.
the
He's
guy
he's
is not an idiot. He's got more than
yeah.
two brain cells, you know?
I
So,
I I looked more. I have to be honest. I looked more at the counselors, unless I just wasn't sure. It was
yeah.
hard. Yeah,
But you did pick a mayor, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to ask you, but
Look at her. She's
That's
mhm.
where I'm just. Yeah, I did. But yeah.
did
Uh,
you vote for 10 of them, or did you, cuz I didn't. I
I
voted
did.
for 9.
I voted for 10. I felt that I felt a lot of the people were actually, pretty good. I voted for the 10 that I felt uh, would do overall good jobs. I felt
Mhm.
who were enthusiastic, and that I felt between them had a nice mix of ideas and focus.
Okay. Well, you guys have already voted. I'm going to be voting
You're
on the
voting on
24th.
You
Monday.
haven't
Yeah.
voted.
No,
I'm
on
going on the
Monday.
24th with my mother. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I really hope that we have a better turnout in the younger population. If you're young, if you're under 30, please, doesn't matter who you vote for, just go vote,
No, I don't agree. It
please.
does matter who you vote for.
Well,
It,
it does,
it
but it doesn't. Like, it's important to go vote. Like, I mean, if
I
they
don't
want to
agree.
vote for Jordan, go vote for
No,
Jordan,
but
but go vote.
that's not the point. The point is you should have an idea, because I've written about this. You know, you should have an idea who you're voting for and what their platform is,
Mhm.
because they are representing you. They are
Yeah.
the ones that will or will not deliver what you want. And but absolutely, you should vote. I think it's, and in the process of voting, you learn a lot. You become much more socially aware.
Mhm.
Have an informed opinion. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, but let's say I'm 18 years old and I briefly look at who's running and I don't want to spend hours reading. Should I not go vote? Maybe I just go vote for somebody that represents me better,
Well,
like
let me
Bruce
put it to you
Baker,
this way.
you know?
Well, yeah, but still, I think that it's a very good question. Should you go vote? I think that part of the thing of voting is you need to know. I mean, otherwise, it doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
Otherwise, uh,
Yeah, the lack of polling stations is definitely sad because I think
mhm.
there's only 4. There's
So
4
I was
places.
surprised to hear that there was nothing above 7th Street, is it?
You've got well, I mean, even the advanced polling, what, you've got the Benson Center, Cornwall SDNG Paramedic
So there was
Building.
nothing north of 7th.
No, Cornwall Square and St. Felix Church Hall. There's only 4 places.
Yeah, we need more polling station for sure.
And that would encourage people to go if there's a polling
Mm.
station closer to them. Maybe.
But people still, you know, if you're young, okay, let's say you're 18 years old, you're allowed to vote now, terrific. If you only vote according to party lines, or you only vote for the person because you like their looks or whatever, you're not learning anything. Part of this, I agree with him. Online voting, I think,
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
a very good idea.
that would go get the youth.
Yeah, definitely.
It would get a lot of people.
Yeah.
And why shouldn't we? It's so simple to do, you know. But anyways, you know, but I think that you still need to have an idea. 27, okay? 27 is a lot to go through. I can tell you because I did it. But there, you know, even if it's a matter of having a simplified platform, so that you go, well, okay, I vote yes, no, or maybe on a variety of issues, that might be enough to give people a bird's eye view. I still think it's valuable to read what a person has to say for themselves, because especially in municipal elections, that's the equivalent of having a platform.
Mhm.
But you know, and when you're younger, it gives you a little bit of training. You become more socially aware, and you become more aware of what's going on in your community as a result.
No, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good.
well,
Yeah.
I took my son out to vote for his first time. It was
Yeah.
he informed himself, looked at all the stuff that we've
Yeah.
put out, and the all the um debates that were held,
Mhm.
and then he went and he
But
casted his first vote.
but
So
he informed himself. He didn't just go out and check off names randomly. He informed himself.
yeah,
Well,
he
it's
did.
not only that, but it's just because we've ended up, when you get into the higher levels of politics, you end up getting people year after year after year who vote according on party lines, and they
Yeah.
no longer, and parties change, and they no longer know what they're voting for.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
Exactly.
start young, you know, you raise more responsible voters.
Yeah, yeah. I have somebody sitting backstage, but
Vote.
I'm not even going to attempt that
Well,
Yeah,
again.
you're nervous now.
I
Nervous
am like
because we don't
can
need
you
that.
see who it is before we do?
I'm seeing him right now, but I mean I don't know if they're gonna start a video that's gonna be.
Oh, try it. See
They're
what
saying
Yeah.
that he's gonna behave. He's waving me that he's gonna behave.
All right,
So
let
I'm
him
Yeah,
gonna
in.
because we don't need
try to
that
bring him
again.
on.
I'm good. I'm from Denmark.
You're from
Oh, okay.
Denmark.
Yes.
Okay, well, hi, but
Hello, ladies.
nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you guys. Thank you for letting me in. Again, I'm just like, I don't know what you guys are up to. I'd love to join the conversation. I'm also a live stream on YouTube.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go because we're having a discussion about politics here in
I
Cornwall,
would love to hear
Ontario.
politics.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was interesting. Okay, so we have Jane McLaren has something to say.
Yes, okay. I've only decided this week who I will vote for. I won't be 10 councillors, but it won't be for 2 or 3 either. Miley, speak for me, please. I can't even talk.
You want me to read it?
Yes.
I've only decided this week who I will vote for. It won't be 10 for councillor, but it won't be 2 or 3 either. I won't say who will get my vote, but I will say I won't be voting for people who have campaigned on a platform of complaining, criticizing, accusations, insulting others, etc. I am voting for people who have treated their other candidates and the campaign process with respect. If you don't act respectfully in the campaign, I would not expect you to act respectfully if elected.
Very true.
Yes,
Good point.
yes, yes. Very good
Yeah.
point. Although we were just talking about that earlier, we were feeling that it was not a dirty election this time around.
No,
It was pretty well behaved.
especially when we were
There was a
talking.
few jabbed.
Yeah,
There was
but
a
on
few
the whole,
jabbed.
like a lot of when we were talking to people, they were agreeing with each other. You know, they weren't putting each other down. They were agreeing with points that were being made.
Yeah.
Well, you want to vote for people for what they stand for. You don't
Hmm.
want to be voting against something.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, a lot of politics is so divisive that you basically are voting out of anger, you know? When
What's this?
James had his campaign.
Yeah, that was quite the
When
entertainment.
James LaRue had his campaign manager
I didn't
tear
see
into
that.
Glenn. Oh, that was
That was
something.
quite entertaining,
That was
for
something.
sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
That being said, I'm not like I wouldn't vote for people who break promises either. So
exactly.
yeah. So hey, ladies, it's been an hour already. Do you believe that?
And when we started this, we said maybe nobody will talk to us. Maybe nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just cut it short. But
We
look
can
at
we
us.
we can talk to each other, that's for sure. We can gab.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back to the poll and see what's going on now. Like I have um 25 votes, and I'm standing at Justin Towndale 12%, Glenn Grant 4%, James LaRue 4%, and Jordan Popst 80%. So
Well, let's see. We'll see in the coming days whether your
Exactly.
poll was accurate.
it was Jane, it was on YouTube. I was running a poll. Unfortunately, I can't run the poll on Facebook at the same time that I'm streaming, but I can do it
Well, you could have
on
actually
YouTube.
had people vote, in the chat box, and we could
Well,
have sat there calculating.
let me ask now, who do you think will be mayor? What do you think? Not who you vote for. Who do you think will win? Who do you think will come
Yeah,
in?
between Justin, Glenn, Jordan, and James.
I'd be curious to see
Mhm.
what our Facebook people say. We have one Towndale.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, even after we're done, maybe you can
You can still
Yeah,
comment.
people
comment
can
and
put, and people should, if you want, when we're finished, put in your okay. I kind of agree with him,
so
but
okay, here's the thing. So in 2018, when it was the last municipal elections, um Justin came in with 6,000 over 6,000 votes as
Mhm.
counselor. He was the top, I think, or one of the top. So if all these people that voted for him, he transposes those votes into a mayoral vote, it will be a landslide, because I think let me pull the you're okay to continue for just a few minutes?
yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Mhm.
So I'm going to pull the results from 2018.
In the meantime, while you do that, I think people should fill in that chat box. It gives you a chance to sort of talk about um, who you want to vote for and why.
Mhm.
Why
Yeah,
not? Even if it's, if you, I mean, to turn around to do an exhaustive thing about why you would vote for each counselor that you're voting for, that's maybe a bit overkill. But why not turn around and say, well, I would vote for so and so because I like this about them. If
yeah,
nothing else, it can also get people to go back and look at what people, what some of the candidates have said.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Start
Okay,
talking.
start talking. Somebody else said Justin again. Okay, so I was wrong. Justin came in with 5,323 votes. He was at the top of the counselors.
okay.
So and then behind him was Elaine McDonald, second in line. Glenn Grant had 3,673 votes as a counselor. So Justin had like almost 2,000 votes on him. So that'll be interesting to see. Bernadette Clément got like 6,688 votes as mayor last election. So, and David Murphy had come second, which is interesting. You know what wouldn't surprise me is if David Murphy gets elected,
Hmm.
despite everything that's going on right now. Um, I think he's gonna get in.
Yeah, because his name is still on the ballot. So
Yep, a great guy,
yeah,
and
he is.
yeah. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that race pans out.
And I guess we can go find out the results at the Civic Complex from what you were saying.
Well, not everybody can go. Like
Oh,
no, the media is invited,
okay.
and the people who are running are invited. So we'll be there for sure.
Yeah,
We'll be there interviewing people, and probably we'll be going on live and see.
yeah, live streaming it.
Yeah, live streaming it from our little phone. But polls close at 8,
Hmm.
and I wonder how. I can't remember last time. Do you remember? Like, I mean, it's all voting machines, right?
They
So it should
start
be
they
pretty.
start coming in quite quickly, I think.
It should be very straightforward. Like, I mean, shouldn't they have them like right away? Like, it's 8 o'clock, polls close. 8:01, you got the results. No, like they're all counted electronically.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I can't remember last time how it was, but
It didn't take long. I know it didn't take long. It was coming in pretty fast. So
yeah, I think we were there before 8 last time,
hmm
before the polls closed, and then remember it kept refreshing,
yeah,
and we kept seeing, because every time a ballot goes in there was like
yeah,
a refresh,
right.
and then you would see the new numbers. And so yeah,
I
anyways,
wonder if those things are they counting stuff now? And does anybody have the numbers? I'm just curious.
I have no clue. I don't know.
I
You
mean,
would think.
well, I saw them put my vote in, and it looks like a photocopier, and it's just like in, and then
Okay.
it's
Yep,
eaten.
it's eaten
It's
and
eaten.
counted.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
So
I wonder if they do have access to that at all.
actually, well, they might, but I would say that they won't publish anything.
No, of course not. I
Yeah.
wonder if they have like if there was some polls then. Hey, Miley's, whatever happened to that social experiment we were supposed to be
Oh
doing?
my God, we never did do it.
I guess we have time still. Maybe on the weekend we should go out and
We should. Yeah, because I'm actually not doing a wedding this Saturday, so we could. We should go
because
do a little walkabout.
What
yeah.
is your experiment? I
So
don't
our
know what you're talking
experiment
about.
is we're gonna go out and we're gonna be asking if A, they know there's an election going on, and then B, if they're voting, and then C, if they can name three
It can't.
people who are running for council,
Yeah,
and then if they can name the people running for mayor.
for mayor.
And initially we were going to ask, can you name 3 people that are on council right now? So yes, Leslie, we're going to be filming it probably for TikTok and then YouTube as well. We'll post them a compilation of our
It would
videos
be
after.
interesting to see.
Yeah, I'd be curious, like, and
And
you
it-
know,
you know what
older
else
and younger.
would also be interesting to know what was the thing that the pivot issue, like what is important, what won. This
Yeah,
was several
name one
issues.
issue that
Yeah, without being necessarily a long diatribe about
Yeah.
the issue, but you know, what is the pivot issue, the thing that really was really important to you in terms of picking?
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd be
Somebody
curious.
says there is a tabulator for the advanced poll, and once the polls close, the results will be posted.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, it's been fun.
Yeah,
Um,
that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to bore people, so I think I'm gonna end the stream now. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching tonight and interacting with us. This was really a lot of fun. Thank you so much for everyone who came and commented.
And
And
please, everybody, go out and vote, but educate yourself first and then
Yes.
go vote.
hey, the Seeker page, like go to theseeker.ca. There's
Yep.
interviews with everybody there. You can find all the information you need, and then you can view the past. Go on our YouTube channel and see all the past broadcasts we've had.
Good.
All right. Well, good night, and we'll see you on Monday morning for reals this time. I'm not going to come and do another broadcast tomorrow night.
No, we'll be doing our Monday morning motivation on Monday morning.
Correct. All right. Ciao, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Louise.
Night-night.
Bye.
You're welcome.